Hi everyone, Mr. Turkelson here. I'm sorry I can't be with you today, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a video instruction on what you're going to do today. So here we are still in chapter 4, obviously. You probably want to review the vocabulary again, and that vocabulary quiz will now be tomorrow if I'm there, not today. So you might want to read through the passage again. You might want to review the vocabulary. And then the first thing you're going to do is work on exercise 4A, which is Responde Latine. So no translating here. Just read the question. Actually, write out the question. And also write your answer after that. And this can be done on a shared Google document. You should just make a Google Doc and share it with me. And so that'll have exercise 4A and also 4C, which I'll get to in a second. So 4A, let's just do the first one here. Qualis puer est sextus. We know that qualis means what sort of. So basically you go back to the story and find what kind of boy Sextus is. And I think we all know that Sextus est puer molestus. He's an annoying boy. Okay, so that's an answer for number 1 right there. You could also include the qui semper Corneliam vexat, who always bothers Cornelia. So go through all those 7 questions and answers, again, on a Google document. Also make note of quo here. Quo means where to, and that shows up right here. Now, for exercise 4C, excuse me, which is right here on page 21, it says, read each sentence aloud, identify core elements, and translate. Now, you don't know what core elements are, but they're all listed right up here. And you should definitely read through this carefully and let me know if you have any questions by emailing me. And you're going to need to know what transitive and intransitive verbs are, and that's fairly simple. Verbs that take direct objects or are followed by direct objects are called transitive verbs, and they are labeled TV when you're labeling things down in exercise 4C, as they have done here. You're going to want to label transitive or intransitive verbs. So transitive verbs are verbs that have direct objects, like I kick the ball. The ball is a direct object. So kick is a transitive verb. If a verb is not followed by a direct object, it's called an intransitive verb, and I can explain that tomorrow. Like in this little sentence right here, Cornelia sub arbore sedet. Cornelia sits under the tree. Sits is not followed by an object. You can't sit something. You can kick something. You can see something, but you can't sit something. You can sit under a tree, but this is not a direct object. Unless this verb is acting directly on that object, then this is not a direct object. This is actually a prepositional phrase here. So they give you examples of subjects in transitive verbs, linking verbs, and complements you already know about. Then we're also seeing direct objects in this chapter. So, for example, a loud voice or the big voice terrifies Cornelia. The voice is the subject. It's the thing that's doing the verb. The voice is scaring or frightening or terrifying. And this transitive verb aims right at this direct object, Corneliam. Let's remember that they have M's to sort of help you notice them. So, subject, direct object, transitive verb. Use this and read this above. Actually, I think you need to go back to this direct object, page 2, because that's going to help you. Excuse me. Read up on direct objects, even though I think you sort of know what they are now from having diagrammed stuff. I would just read all of this, building the meaning here on page 20 into 21. Look at the examples carefully, and then work on exercise 4C. And you have to identify those core elements: subjects, direct objects, transitive verbs, complements, linking verbs, intransitive verbs, etc. So not only translate them, but label them like this. I would like double space everything, and then label the core elements above them the way that they've done here in the book. When that's all said and done, you should work on exercise 4C and 4D in the workbook, which I do believe covers more about direct objects and maybe some core elements as well. Okay, hope that helps. I know I'm leaving you to your own devices here, but I just definitely wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up on how this all works. So text exercise 4A and 4C, and then workbook 4C and 4D. Okay, good luck. Thank you.